Tens of thousands of people have been crossing into safe areas in that Syrian city of Aleppo, so much in the headlines of late. They took advantage of an ongoing temporary halt in fighting that's been declared by the Syrian army to try to ensure civilians are able to leave that conflict area. Many of them say the militants had kept them in constant fear with threats of torture and mass killings. OK, it's dark in Aleppo now, but we've got this through. We've been across this feed all afternoon from the Russian Defence Ministry, various live drone shots coming through. This is just very recently. There's a steady flow of civilians. You can see some of them there leaving districts previously held by the rebels. That evacuation is being supported by the Russian Reconciliation Centre. People are leaving the danger areas using established humanitarian corridors, and they're able to receive aid at special camps then that have been set up on the outskirts of the city. So many of these people in need of it too. The Syrian army says it plans to resume fighting in the rebel-held areas, but only after these civilians are out of the conflict zone. So as government control is partially re-established in eastern Aleppo, families who've been separated for years now, literally, from their loved ones and families, are slowly being reunited. Lizzie Phelan met a few of them.
Rebel-held Aleppo has become synonymous with shortages of everything. Reliable reporting on the civilian population has also been in short supply, with few journalists able to venture into the territory to report firsthand for years. Now, the rebels are on the verge of total defeat in Syria's second city. Thousands of civilians continue to escape their grip. In the last couple of days from rebel stronghold Sheikh Said. With them, they're bringing stories that for the first time in years, they can safely tell.
The rebels would constantly come to our home and steal our belongings. They would fire mortars at us and try to make us leave our homes so they could come and steal our things and to frighten us, because all our neighbors left, but we stayed in our home. They would ask why we didn't leave. We told them we have many small children, that we can't leave. We have cows and sheep. We can't leave them alone. They need to be taken care of.
Only strong men have a good chance of escaping rebel areas. It's especially difficult for families. When you have kids, they don't allow you to leave.
Family after family tell us the same stories of being unable to leave if they have a boy of fighting age, which in rebel-held Aleppo, we're told, is just 14 years old.
Because I have a boy, they wouldn't let him live with me. That's why I stayed, because I have a boy. I stayed here for him. Thanks to God, today we were able to leave.
With the collapse of rebel control comes the collapse of front lines that have divided the people of Aleppo.
These buses are filled with civilians who fled today from Sheikh Said as it's being retaken by pro-government forces. Since early morning, hundreds of people have been coming out from that neighborhood in South Aleppo. Many of them will be reuniting with their families that have been on the other side in government-held territory in Aleppo that they haven't seen for 3 or 4 years.
I feel like it's aid. With the power of the Syrian army, we have victory. After 5 years, I'm with my family. I'm so happy.
Some have family they haven't met before, like little Reis and Zait, born before their family became trapped in rebel territory.
I don't know them. This is the first time I've seen them, Reis and Zait. I never knew them before. Before, he only had 3 kids. Now he has 5. 4 years ago, he couldn't escape. But I did. He was stuck there, and thanks to God, we are reunited now.
Others are still waiting for their reunion to be complete.
I'm waiting for my brother-in-law. They put my sister's husband in jail. They put her husband in jail because he was living on this side. He went to see his wife, and some people told them that he comes from this side. They caught him and put him in jail.
These men being held on the side of the road were amongst crowds of fleeing civilians. Some of those civilians told us they pointed them out to the army, accusing them of being militants. They face prosecution, unlike the rebel fighters who decide to surrender in exchange for amnesty and the chance to start a new life. But despite being surrounded, others are determined to fight to the death, as we could hear by the ongoing pockets of fighting inside Sheikh Said. Lizzie Phelan reporting from Aleppo for RT.